Hi, my name is Emily. I am a faithful follower of Christ and I'm addicted to sugar, flour, and binging, and I literally just pulled over on the side of the road. There's my car. Here's this town that I'm in. I found this row of trees next to this parking lot. I did not want to sit in my car, but I wanted to chat with you guys. How to handle social situations. How to stay sober in social situations. I'm getting better at it, and in order to stay sober in a social situation, you've got to be sober. I am 11 days off sugar and flour, and I am 11 days free from that snare. And I think part of why it is so difficult to stay out of the snare sometimes, literally, I imagine like some kind of trap on the ground that an animal got their leg caught in, and they're gripped, and it's metal. I just literally picture this image of a metal trap, and this animal's leg is in it. And guys, that's us with our addictions, right? So we're gripped, we're in a snare. Part of why it's so hard to stay out of that is because we're not completely out of it. We've still got a toe. We choose to stay tangled up just a little bit. And I'm not right now. I'm on day 11 of out of the snare. I want to stay there. So in order to stay sober, we got to be sober. And we don't want to take that for granted. I have a video called When the Cons Finally Outweigh the Pros. That's a huge tipping point, because let's all be honest, there are pros. There are absolutely pros of ingesting the drugs we're addicted to. If there weren't, we wouldn't have done it for so long. We wouldn't have done it over and over and over. There are pros to it. It can take us out of acute pain, but it's putting us in a whole nother realm of pain that's long lasting and profound, immeasurable and indescribable, the pain that being addicted keeps us in. It's trajectory changing. To be in the grips of our addiction, it's immeasurable. It's hard to even say the impact it has on our lives. It's hard to say where we'd be if we weren't addicted, or where we'd go if we weren't. There's so much life outside of our addictions that So this is what I want to share with you. In social situations, I just now went in there. I was at a 5-hour training, and they had an amazing spread of food for everyone. So they had juice and water and coffee and donuts, beautiful donuts, enough donuts for 40 people, and there was only about 10 of us that came. They had snacks. They had cheese and cracker and granola bars and fruit. And then for lunch, they had Chick-fil-A catered. I brought my lunch. I brought carrots, almonds, and an apple. And I just want to share with you that when you are empowered to advocate for yourself and give yourself what you know you need, and I know good and well I do not need fried chicken and fries that would send me in a tailspin that would be so much to recover from. It's not worth it. I can't afford it. I won't afford it. It's not in my budget anymore. I'm not budgeting in the damage and destruction that binging does to me. So when you're empowered to advocate for yourself, and you do it in a loving, gracious way, that helps those around you. We think we're helping those around us by consuming what they're giving us. We want to embolden ourselves to prioritize our own sanity and our own sobriety above potentially making them feel a certain way. How they feel is not our business. And here's the thing, we might think that we're going to do harm by not accepting their gift, when really we could do profound good in their life for them by advocating for ourselves and basically giving them permission to do the same thing for them. So with all that food, I snuck out and got my, it's going to be on my video tonight, but I snuck out and got my little lunch bag, and I came in and a lady said, "Where are you? Are you okay?" I said, "Oh yeah." And she has seen me lose 100 pounds. I said, "You know, I'm on a special diet." I call it a special diet. That's what I call it. That's what I've decided to just start calling it. I'm on a special diet. And that leaves it open. If they want to ask me about it, they can. If not, who are they to say, you know, I don't usually get any pushback from that. So she said, "Oh, well, if, you know, we have Chick-fil-A, so you could take the breading off." I said, "Girl, you know, if I started taking that breading off, then I'd have to weigh and measure the chicken," and I just kind of kept it light. And then she said, "Wow." And I said, I told her, here's my point. When you take care of yourself, you don't even know the impact it's having on those around you. And she looked at me and she started saying, "You know, I've been talking to my husband," and she said, "We both realize that a lot of times we just eat a lot of food because we don't want to hurt someone's feelings." And I said, "Yeah, there's a lot of reasons that we do a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of reasons that we eat a lot of food that's not in our best interest, nor is trying to make other people feel good. Because again, what they might need more than anything is someone to be bold enough to take care of themselves and model that and be an example of that." So I did not touch the Chick-fil-A. I did not even go as far as to go over there and look at what all was being offered, because what good would that do? I don't need to see it if I'm ultimately, I just stayed away. I didn't even get one of their bottles of water because I didn't want to walk past it all and see it all. I don't want to sense it any more than I have to. I don't want to see it any more than I have to. I don't want to smell it or taste it or touch it. I don't want to sense it any more than I have to. So I sat pretty far away from the table. And then I just got my lunch. And yes, I've earned 2 tally marks, because to leave there, and here I am by myself. Oh, my old ways. Oh, my old ways. Part of me, I got a little idea to go get some fast food or some ice cream or something and sit in a quiet parking lot by myself. I had a personal trainer once, and I told her my me time is fast food in a parking lot, and she just cracked up laughing at me, and I thought, I'm not even kidding. That's my me time. That's a red flag. So let me encourage you also that when you are in social situations, make sure that your knuckles are not white. White knuckles are red flags. If your knuckles are white and you're trying to be really, really good in that social situation, you might leave there and want to go ahead and relax into the food. So I tell people, you got to be sure that you are truly surrendered. And I am. I'm surrendered. I surrender. I surrender. The relapse was arguably the best, most important part of this journey, because I have now experienced binging and crying at the same time, and it's just not worth it. So this woman started asking me about what I'm doing, and here's my point. It opens up conversations. It can help other people around you. And if they have pushback and they want you to eat it because they made it, and you saying no thank you, if that makes them mad, if that makes them offended, if that, you guys, that's just very simply on them. It's on them. Those are all their issues, and don't you and I both know we have plenty of issues of our own that we're working on. And again, they might be angry or upset or offended in the moment, and then 3 weeks later kind of start to think about it and be struggling on their own silently and say, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder what, I might ask her about it. This opens up conversations. And you may or may not want to open up conversations, but let me encourage you to do this. Say thank you and no thank you. It's not but, it's and. It's not thank you, but no thank you, because that almost, when you add a but in there, it almost sounds like you're not really saying the first thing you just said. I love your shirt, but, oh, that's so sweet of you, but, just put an and in there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is amazing. The spread you guys have put out here, the hospitality, I'm amazed. It's, you know, this is so sweet, and you guys, and just fully support what they're doing. And no thank you, I'm on a special diet. I brought my own food. So guys, if you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world, if this feels like a lot, I tell people you might be carrying a weight you were never meant to carry. Matthew 18:30, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. I'm experiencing the lightness of this because I got my ankle out of the snare, I got my foot out of the snare, and here recently I've even got those last couple toes out of the snare, and I was keeping them in there because I was familiar with that snare. That was my comfort zone, and to be honest, it was my vice. I liked it. There's pros to eating sugar and flour. Let's be honest. Let's name a few. It tastes good. It feels good. It's fun. It's relaxing. The list truly does go on, but it's a powerful moment when the list of reasons not to gets a little bit longer, and mine is getting longer by the day. So my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Experience the lightness, experience the easy breeziness of this, and there's only one way to do that, and that's one day at a time, getting out of that snare and getting further and further away from it, and looking over there, looking at it. I'm looking at trees right now, and I'm imagining a trap there set for some wild animal. To see it for what it is, you don't want to be in it. You don't want any part of it. Also, Psalm 55:22, cast your burdens on him. He not only says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light, but he says, if you're burdened, toss it on me. Let me have it. Let me carry it. I created the world. I can carry the problems of the world. So this is what I wanted to share. We got to make sure that we're dealing with white flags, not white knuckles. So that we can navigate these social situations and not leave there feeling like, now I need a break. Now I need to relax because I was just so strong through that. Nope, I wasn't strong. I was surrendered. You know what? That's amazing too, because I was asking God for an S word on the way here, because I thought, if we're supposed to be surrendered, what are we not supposed to be? And I thought, well, let's be surrendered, not struggling. And I didn't want to do that and confuse you guys, because I talk a lot about how great struggling is. The caveat is that we don't want to struggle against God, but we do want to struggle. Struggling's good. So that's pretty great. Let's be surrendered, not strong, right? We don't have to be strong. I tell people all the time, you don't have to be strong. Let him be strong for you. 2 Corinthians 12:9. It's in my weakness that his strength is shown. And by the way, when, not if, I get to my goal weight, the title of that video will be He Did It, because I will not take the credit. I will not take the credit. The only thing I'm doing is being willing and obedient and staying engaged. That's it. I'm Emily. I've got a few more of these to wear because I am currently in training to become a lay minister. So this is United Methodist Lace Training. You guys, I love you dearly. You can do it. You can navigate social situations. You can tell people thank you and no thank you. And you can tell God thank you for, and I'm not telling you to tell him this. I've just heard myself telling him this quite a bit lately. Thank you so much for these 6 ounces of carrots and this apple and these almonds and 4 ounces of beef and 2 ounces of this and 4 ounces of that. I just thank him because it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Staying sober in social situations. Get sober. And then you're probably going to want to stay there. That's where I'm at right now. None of that Chick-fil-A is worth turning around and heading back into the darkness, back into the confusion, back into the chaos, back into the tears. I don't want any part of it. So, you guys, I love you. And we'll talk again soon.